Hi everyone, my name is Eric Scherter and I'm the product manager for the editor group, which is part of the create stage of the DevOps lifecycle here at GitLab, and I want to take just a minute to share with you what we have planned for the 14.10 milestone. This milestone is going to be focused on a lot of behind the scenes things and iterations towards larger features that will ship in a more complete form in the near future. So not a lot to show you today, but I do want to highlight a few of our categories. As usual, I'll link to our planning issue here in the video description, and you can click through to our milestone board and read more about every issue we have planned. I want to start with our content editor, and that's the WYSIWYG Markdown editor that we're using in the wiki. We're gearing up to begin working on a large effort to preserve unchanged Markdown in the process of making edits in the WYSIWYG editor, and that's going to be moving our rendering and deserialization of Markdown into the front end and not relying so much on the back end service that handles our Markdown rendering. And to do that, first we want to build out and enhance our golden master specifications and our testing strategy so that as we implement these, we know we're doing it with the highest quality. So we're going to work on that. We're going to set up all the dependencies and start working on that effort. To probably hear me talk about this more in the coming few milestones. As it relates to source editor, our code editor component, we're going to be continuing to work on the toolbar, the ability for extensions to inject icons and functionality into a toolbar within the editor itself, and then do some updating on the view components so that it can be more easily initialized around GitLab. Probably one of the more exciting things to think about is the web IDE. We're moving forward with an initiative to replace Monaco as the underlying code editor, and instead for the web IDE use an instance running entirely in the client on the browser of VS Code. So we have been validating this over the past couple milestones. It is continuing to look promising. We are going to move forward, and in order to do that, we have to create a custom Git module and build our own commit flow. So we're working on that functionality to round out VS Code, but more on that in the coming couple milestones as well. This is the first kickoff video where I have highlighted work we're doing on pages. As of right now, really, we are the group that owns the GitLab Pages feature. So that category transitioning over to us, we have a little bit of onboarding, but we'll be focused on getting pages to work in a FIPS compliant manner, and security and reliability issues mostly focused on rate limiting. And lastly, the wiki will bring over from last milestone and just finish up a little bit of work related to the asynchronous loading of pages, of Markdown pages and content in the wiki to speed up the rendering when you load a really large Markdown page. And then we're going to shift our focus to a backend effort to migrate away from our wiki service on the backend and use native Gitly RPCs to handle those calls. So a lot of behind the scenes work there, a lot of backend work, but hopefully some great performance improvements coming soon. As I said, you can click through our planning issue and see more about what we have planned for 14.10, but that's all I had for you this time, and I hope to see you next month.